there, this is a little chair-based movement from my friends at We Are Aware. Just if you need to take a breather from whatever it is you're doing, just notice how you feel. Just moving the body around makes you feel better, even if you're doing it from sitting. So just take the first couple of breaths without moving at all. You can stay chair-based. This is a little chair-based salutation sequence. So if your job is sitting at a desk all day, move away from the desk so that you have some space in front of you. Stay seated, move yourself forward a little bit, bend into the knees so that the soles of the feet can be flat on the floor. Just start to notice your breath without making any judgment on how you're doing or how you're feeling. Just breathe in and breathe out. Just welcoming that pause in your day. Giving your body something to do and your mind something to focus on by focusing on the breath. Let all the other thoughts just wander off. And if they keep coming back, let them wander off again. Keep coming back to the breath, inhaling and exhaling. So to start with, just pull the hands up towards the thighs there, the top of the thighs. Bend into the elbows and lengthen the whole front of the body by lifting the heart center up. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears and looking up to the ceiling. If you don't want to look up, then you can look directly forward. And then as you exhale, you're pulling the navel into the spine. You're starting to round the back. Slide the hands down the legs and tuck the chin in. So you're pulling everything in. You're squeezing the breath out of yourself. We'll do a few of these, inhaling, pulling the hands back, lifting up the heart center, exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhale, lifting it up. So I'm going to the maximum movement that I have. And you might not go to this stage, you might just, it might be a much smaller movement for you. I tend to exaggerate when I'm filming something so that you can really see clearly. Just inhaling and exhaling. So you're moving now the body with the breath. I'm going to take it a little bit further. If you want to carry on doing those movements, carry on. Otherwise, inhale, lift up the arms and look up. If you don't want to look up, look directly forward. And then maybe you can lift up the heart center up towards the sky a little more. And then as I exhale, this time I'm going to fold down between my legs. So I'm the hip creases, folding at the hip creases if you can. Let the hands slide down the legs. Maybe you touch the floor. Maybe you haven't gone so far and your elbows are on your knees. Just let yourself release here. Push the soles of the feet into the floor. However high or low you are, it's all fine. Good, and then inhale, let's come on up, take it wide. You might be still doing the first version, that's okay. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold again. High or low as you want to. Inhale, lift up again. And then exhale, fold. Great, release it off here. This is your forward fold. So release it off, let everything go. You might be up here. You can still let it go, however high or low you are. Just keep focusing on the breath. Good job. And then slowly come on up, roll up. Sit up as tall as you can with a nice long spine. And then spread the fingers wide and turn the palms so that the palms are facing away from you. Yeah, like you're in a plank, but you're sat on the chair. So you're pushing the heels of the hands away from you. Keep breathing here. We'll just get used to the movements. And then pull the elbows back and bring the hands by the shoulders there. Yeah, again, this is another little heart center lifting up to the ceiling. You got it. And then lengthen the spine again. Reach the hands forward, but lean forward. Yeah, so the plank was different. The palms were coming forward. This time, the hands are up taller and there's a long line from the fingertips to the tailbone. So you're leaning forward like you're in down dog on a chair. Good, and then you're going to come into your forward fold and release all the way down, so you might just come halfway. And then inhale, lift up, open up. Bring the hands back to the heart center. And let yourself settle. So we'll do that whole little sequence nice and slowly. Just take a full breath, notice your breath. Inhale, lifting up the heart. Exhale, round the spine, navel goes to spine, hands come forward. And then inhale, lift up the arms, reach up, lift up the heart. Exhale, forward fold on your chair, maybe high, maybe low. Inhale, slowly come on up, turn the palms forward, spread the fingers nice and wide. Exhale, pull the hands back. And then reach the hands up and forward and lean forward. Good. So your hands are kind of coming in the place where the ceiling meets the wall there. You got it, and then forward fold. Inhale, lift up the arms, gather it all back into the heart space. Let it go, let's do one more round. Gather yourself back in, feel the soles of your feet, feel yourself rooted. Feel the wave of your breath. Inhale, lift up the heart center. Exhale, round through the spine. Slide the hands. Inhale, lift the hands up and wide. Exhale, fold. High or low. Inhale, come on up, send the palms forward. Good. Pull the hands back, inhale. And then exhale, lean forward and push the hands away from you. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up to standing. Upright, bring the palms together. All the way back to the heart space. And then let the hands release. I'm going to do just one standing pose for you. Come on up to standing. Join me if you'd like. You can just watch if you'd rather not. I'm going to use the back of the chair, so walk behind your chair. Yeah, and then press firmly into all four corners of each foot. Might need to take your shoes off if you have your shoes on here. Yeah, and then lift the heels up just a little bit. Bring the heels down, lift the toes up. And again, lifting the heels and the toes. Do this a few times, just really get yourself rooted into all four corners of both feet, and then stand nice and even. Maybe you just move the hips around one way and then the other, just so you find that you're really centered. When you feel rooted in your body, then you feel much calmer and much more able to step forward. Keep hold of the back of the chair, keep the right foot forward and step the left foot back. Yeah, so turn the left toes out slightly and try and bring this heel down to the ground. This right foot is really rooted. Bend into the right knee, just a little, line it up over the right ankle and push through the back leg. So the back leg is straight and the front leg is bent. Take the awareness to both feet and see if you can bring this same amount of pressure coming up through the soles of both feet up through both legs. So you might stay hold of the chair. If this feels strong enough for you in the legs, just work on the leg action. Keep rooting down through the soles of the feet, and if you want to bring the hands up, let the hands come up. Good, really rooting through the feet, lifting up through the heart, extending through the fingers. If your elbows are bent, that's fine. You're just feeling that energy going in both directions. Slowly bring the hands back to the chair, step the left foot forward. Swap legs, step the right foot back. Bring the right heel down, turn the toes out slightly, bend into the left knee, have the knee over the ankle. Bring the attention to both feet and feel the same amount of pressure coming up through both legs there. Yeah, so you're building strength in your legs here, just really working through from the soles of the feet so you feel really stable. If this feels good, stay there. If you want to lift up your arms, lift the arms up. As I said before, on the other side you can bring the arms wide if that feels better for you. Just keep rooting through the feet and lifting up the heart. This is your warrior one pose. Just connect to that spirit of your inner warrior. Feeling the strength grow. And then exhale, release the hands down, step yourself forward. Have a little move around again. Good. Inhale, lift the arms. Bring the palms together and bring them all the way down to your heart space. Inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head, lift up corners of the mouth, and then exhale, gently tuck the chin. Just give yourself a little bow, a little nod for gratitude for moving around, bringing your attention back to yourself. Just for a moment. Namaste.
Hi, Lisa here from Soul Fitness Yoga. This is a short practice that you can do morning, evening or post-workout or run. It's just some basic postures that we work through in some of my classes, so I hope you enjoy. Please make sure that you are safe to exercise. If you're pregnant or feel you need to consult your doctor first, please do so. The assumption is that you are fit and well and you are safe to practice these classes. So, let's begin. Let's find our way onto our front. So coming to all fours, we're going to take the knees as wide as comfortable and the toes together. And we're going to find our way down into child's pose. Now, for some of us who our knees might be tight or our hips might be tight, you might want to place a cushion behind the thighs so that you have that lifted sensation. Otherwise, you can just physically stay lifted here. And we bring the arms down towards the floor. You can rest the forehead on the floor, or maybe you fold the arms, resting the forehead on the back of the hands. Just take a moment to find what option works best for you. And just start to notice the breath, seeing if you can notice how the breath is moving through the body, starting to feel the breath move into the back and into the ribs. So we'll take a nice gentle inhale through the nostrils. And if you can, exhale through the nose as well. If that's uncomfortable, please feel free to use your mouth at any time. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So we don't force the breath, we just allow the breath to just move gently through the body. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And taking one more breath here, take a nice gentle inhale through the nose. This time we're going to open the mouth and exhale, sigh, just release any tension left over from the day. And then pressing down Through the hands, we're going to rise up to tabletop. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. And we spread the fingers nice and wide. Elbows point to the wall behind us. And taking the right hand up towards the sky, reaching through the fingertips on an inhale and an exhale. Reach the arm through, soften the shoulders, soften the ear towards the floor. See if you can keep the hips square, so the hips might be swaying over to one side. See if you can keep them hips stacked above the knees. Press down through that hand as you inhale, reach the arm up. And exhale, reach through final time this side. Extending the tailbone to the sky. And then gently pressing down through the left hand to return to center. Spreading the fingers wide, elbows to the wall behind. As you inhale, lift the left arm up. And exhale, take that arm through, softening the shoulder and ear to the floor. And taking a couple of breaths here. And then pressing down through that right hand, reaching the left arm up. And exhaling, reaching through. Keeping the hips nice and square. And press down through the right hand. Bring the hands back below the shoulders. Sliding the knees back slightly. Draw the belly button towards the spine, and we're going to exhale, lower the chin and the chest towards the floor. Slide the hands below the shoulders. You inhale, lift the chest. Soften the shoulders down the back. And exhale, lower. Tuck the toes. Press down through the hands. Press back to child's pose. And then pressing down through the hands, returning to tabletop, shifting the shoulders over the hands as you exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift the chest, soften the shoulders down. And exhale, lower, tuck the toes, press the sit bones up and back. And we're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees and come into a downward facing dog. So you can take a mini down dog, or you could keep the knees on the floor if you prefer. We want to send the armpits towards the feet. So we're making kind of pyramid shape. So the back is long. You might have bent knees. If the hamstrings are tight, keep this bend in the knees. We're focusing on lengthening the back. Maybe we start to extend the heels, extend the legs, and create a straighter line through the legs, but it's more about what's happening in the back than what's going on in the legs. So taking one more breath here, gently inhaling and gently exhale. Step the right foot to the right hand and drop the back knee down. Square the hips. And then inhale, lift the chest. Maybe the hand comes onto the thigh, or maybe you can reach the arms up. And exhale, lower the hands down to the floor as you send the tailbone back, lift the toes towards the sky. Keep a bend in that knee if you need to, so don't force the hamstrings to lengthen. Think about having a nice long spine. And then exhale, lower that foot to the floor. Draw the chest forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, or keep the hands onto the front of the thigh. And exhale, taking the hands towards the floor, or maybe you keep your hands on that front thigh, peeling the toes towards the sky. And then exhale, lowering that foot down. Tuck the back toes under as you step the right foot back. And this time we're going to step the left foot to the left hand. Square off the hips. Inhale, rising up, either hands down to the thigh. If you need to keep the back knee at right angles, feel free to do so. If you have more flexibility, you might want to shift the hips forward, just making sure that that foot is directly below the knee. Either staying here or inhaling, reaching the arms up, and exhale, pressing back, lifting the toes. Maybe you start to fold down to the thigh or the floor, but work with your range of motion. Yoga is about getting to know your body and not pushing yourself into stretches that aren't going to work for you. It should feel like a gentle balance of effort and ease, so we're not overloading the body at any time. Exhale, press that foot down, inhale, hands to thigh, or reach the arms up. Again, you can keep that back knee right angles if that feels better for you. And exhaling, send the hips back, toes to the sky, really nice. Maybe you soften to the thigh, maybe you soften towards the floor. And then gently soften that foot down. Placing the hands down, taking that foot back as you lower the chest towards the floor. Inhaling, lifting, and exhale, lowering. Tuck the back toes under as you press up and back to child's pose. Taking a nice inhale here and a nice gentle exhale. One more time like this. Gentle inhale and gentle exhale. And then pressing down through the hands, coming all the way up to center. And find your way to seated. Extend the legs out in front of you. Slide the right knee towards your chest. And find your sit bones. So they're at the top of the thigh, bottom of the pelvis. And we want to find a nice long spine here. So quite a lot of us tend to have this rounding action in the low back. So you might find you need to bend your extended leg as well to find that nice long spine. Really good. So from here, have that sensation of rooting through the sit bones as you lengthen through the crown of the head on an inhale. And on an exhale, take the arm round the leg, take the other arm behind you, and maybe you gaze forward to the wall or over that back shoulder. So as you inhale, you lengthen, and as you exhale, you twist. If that extended leg is straight, point the toes to the sky and start to contract that thigh. Inhaling, lengthen, and exhaling, twist. And then on your next breath, we're going to slowly find our way back to center. Slide right leg away from you. Re-find your sit bones. So we want to be nice and tall and the core is gently active. Slide the left knee towards you. Feel free to sit on a cushion if you're finding it hard to keep the pelvis lifted. So a cushion can be really useful here. And again, you have that right knee can be bent, or maybe the leg is extended. If it's extended, flex the foot, toes point to the sky, gently contract that thigh. Root down through the sit bones as you lengthen, wrapping that arm round, and then taking the hand behind you. Exhaling as you twist. Inhaling to lengthen, and exhaling to twist. One more time. So just having the gaze wherever feels comfortable, so you don't need to force the neck. Inhaling, lengthen, and exhaling, twisting. Really nice, good. And then slowly release back to center. Slide the legs away from you. Maybe have a little shake out of the legs. Take a bend at the knees, toes point to the sky, and we're going to re-find our sit bones. We're coming into a forward fold, so as it suggests, we're moving forward, not down. So people tend to focus on getting their face as close to their legs as they can. I want you to focus on moving away from you. So moving to that wall in front of you. So maybe you can hug the hands around the back of the thighs as you press the heels away, keeping the torso connected to the thighs. And you stop when you feel that nice release in the low back and a stretch in the hamstrings. Maybe you keep going, maybe your legs are all the way down to the floor. So just find that place where that place between effort and ease, where you're feeling the stretch but the body's not telling you, ah, your body's happy to go. And take a couple of breaths here. So keep that sensation of moving the heart forward and moving the tailbone away from you. Good, and so we come back to that breath, taking that gentle inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Final time here, gently inhaling and gently exhale. And then press down through the feet as you rise slowly back to center. Maybe you shake out those legs. Turning yourself sideways on your mat and taking the legs out wide. Again, feel free to sit on a cushion here, and maybe you have cushions underneath the knees. So you're taking the legs as wide as is comfortable for you, that balance between effort and ease. And we're going to root through the sit bones and inhale, lengthen. Keep the knees bent if you need to. This might be where you stop, or maybe you begin to walk the hands forward as you exhale. So just check in with your body, make sure it's happy to go where you're asking, and kind of only go where the body invites you. So take a nice gentle inhale. This is a really good stretch for people who like to do a lot of running and cycling. In fact, all these stretches here would be pretty useful for you guys here on Nailsy Active. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, soften. And then slowly press down through the hands as you slide the feet together. Again, you might find that you want to have a cushion underneath the sit bones here. Bringing the soles of the feet together. If it feels too much to do this, you can extend one leg away from you and just use one leg at a time. Soles of the feet together as you inhale, lengthen. And maybe this is enough of a stretch for you. Soften the shoulders, root through the sit bones, taking hold of the feet but not pulling on the feet. We can maybe start to draw the chest forward if the body allows us. So really good hip opening pose. And if you are active, or even if you're seated, a lot of the time we get weakness or tightness in the muscles around the hips, so the glute muscles as well. And this is a really good stretch to kind of get into all those areas. Taking one more breath here, inhaling and lengthening, and exhale, soften. Really nice. And then slowly press down through the feet. Maybe draw the feet towards the floor, hug the knees together and round the back. Take a nice stretch out through the back. Gentle inhale and gentle exhale. And then gently return to center. So, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me on here. My Soul Fitness Facebook Live starts on Monday. I'm really excited. We're going to start with Yoga Hit on Monday mornings, which is brilliant for strength and fat burn. And then Tuesday evening at 6:30, we've got Sasha doing kettlebells. Can't wait for Sasha to be part of this. She's got her own Facebook page, Strong with Sasha. A few of you, I'm sure, know of her from Scotchhorn. And then Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, we have Yin Yang Flow. So we'll be doing some dynamic yoga for half the class and then some chill out yoga for the other half. So I have beginners come to this class, so don't let that put you off. I always give options in my classes so that people can kind of take the options that work for them and take the right level of challenge. So don't feel free to check out Soul Fitness Yoga Facebook page. Okay, cool. I'll see you again next week. I'll be posting another one of these classes, hopefully more fluently. Thanks guys. Have a nice evening.
Hi, I'm Linsey Clark and I'm a dance movement psychotherapist, which is a creative arts psychotherapy. So first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do and how that can help, and then I'm going to offer you a guided meditation through the body. So dance movement psychotherapy focuses on the body-mind connection. It focuses on how we feel in our body is reflected in how we're feeling psychologically and vice versa. We work with that. We work with giving ourselves permission to be creative, to be whatever we need to be as a holistic self, as a mind, a head, a soul. So we work with the spirit as well as with the emotional self and the cognitive self. In the way that I practice, it's really important that I offer a safe space. So when you do your guided meditation today, make sure that you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and you give yourself permission to access it in any way that you need. Therapy isn't about having to do the right thing at the right time. Therapy is about listening within and being held in a safe way to access what I need right now in this moment. And that's where the creative arts therapies really help, because they really give permission to be whatever we need to be, to access any part of ourselves, any emotion. There's not a right or wrong emotion to be feeling right now. It is just who I am right in this moment. And that's really important, to allow ourselves to be compassionate towards ourselves in every moment with however I'm feeling and however I'm responding. And yes, we can learn and we can change, and that's also part of therapy, is about learning and changing, but to do that in the way that I need, at the pace that I need. So the guided meditation it's not just about giving ourselves time to relax, but also about focusing in on the body, because that's something we don't do a lot of, to focus in on the body with the breath, but also recognizing, what do I hold in my body? What do my shoulders mean? Where's the tension? Am I disconnected from any part of my body? Do I feel my feet? Do I recognize the importance of my legs with the way that they carry me every day? So really relating to the different parts of our body, whether we feel something or we don't feel something, it's all okay. There's permission to be with that. So I might use music sometimes. There might not be music. Normally, when we're not in COVID, I would also have an array of props to work with to really enable the symbolic, the metaphoric to come out, for us to learn through what we're seeing and what we're doing, to tap into the trigger of the emotion, to maybe tap into what might be the trauma or the loss or the stress or the anxiety, without having to think about the words to express what that might be. So at the end of the meditation, actually maybe before the meditation, because at that point maybe you just need to be with how you're feeling, I'm just going to let you know that I work locally in North Somerset and in Bristol, and if you are interested in finding out more about working with the creative arts therapies and working with your body and integrating your body into your everyday being, you can find me at dancewithdifference.co.uk, and you can contact me through that website, or you can email me directly at Linsey, Linsey, at dancewithdifference.co.uk. So now I'm going to invite you to get comfortable. You can sit, you can lie, you can use cushions, use a blanket. Just spend a moment to get yourself comfortable. And I'm just going to guide you through the body. If there's parts of it you don't want to access, if you don't want to listen to my voice, that's fine. If you want to pull on the words that I'm saying, that's fine too. and it's going to last between 5 and 8 minutes. Okay, so just get yourselves comfortable. And I'm just going to find some gentle music to put on in the background. Okay. So you're in a comfortable position. You're lying, you're sitting, you're on the floor, on the sofa, wherever you need to be. Make sure the space is safe and you're not going to be interrupted. So you can relax as much as you need to. First of all, just take that breath. Take that breath in and that breath out. Don't worry about it being the right kind of breath. Just do it in any way that you need. You take your breath in and your breath out. And I'm just going to invite you to imagine when you breathe in that you're drawing in any energy, anything that you need from the outside world. You draw it in and you bring it into the body. And with your breath out, you just imagine you're releasing anything that needs to come out. Whether that's a stress, whether that's a thought, an ache, or there's nothing there, that's okay too. But if you can imagine drawing in some energy with your breath in and releasing as you breathe out. And then with that breath, we're just going to work through the body, and I'm going to invite you just to be curious about what happens when you're focusing on different body parts. Whether the breath flows easily or the breath gets stuck. Whether you're connected and you really feel something there or there's nothing. Whether there's images, thoughts or colours. Just be curious. Just be with whatever's there. So we're going to start with the head. Letting the breath come up to the head. And with your mind's eye, just imagining and feeling the weight of your head resting on the floor, resting on a pillow. Just being with what your head means to you. What's held there? What does it carry? How busy is it? Keep breathing. Don't let the breath go. We're going to move down from the head to the neck. If you want to feel your neck, that's fine. Just being aware again of how it's holding your head, how it's resting on the ground or on the cushion, wherever you're sitting or lying. Being aware of any tension in your neck. Being aware of your throat, the air passage. Does the breath flow? And you can draw attention with your mind's eye or draw attention with your hands. You can move your neck. And bring the focus to your shoulders. Being aware of any tension, any feelings, any thoughts, anything about your shoulders. Just have a play and a feel, or questioning what those shoulders mean to you. move our shoulders, we realise they're connected to our neck, but also to our chest. Just again bringing our attention to our chest. I'm curious about that part of our body, what we feel, what it means to us. And within the chest also we've got the heart space. Part of the body that we need to be compassionate towards. We hold gently, we hold softly. To cherish our own heart space, our own heart. Especially on these days that are difficult. To be compassionate towards that part of the body. And if we're not, just to be with that too. To be interested. Not to forget our arms, our limbs. Our arms that are made for carrying. Our arms that are made for doing. What our arms mean for us. What's our relationship with our arms? And our hands and our wrists. I was just really aware then of the music changing, but just allow that to flow through you too. Being aware of our arms and how much work they do. And we're going to come into the torso, into the stomach, giving attention to our torso and our stomach, our gut feeling. Again, how much time and attention do we give our gut? Yet it does so much for us, so much of our digesting, our processing happens in our gut. So giving some attention to our relationship with this part of the body. And I know we're moving quickly and we're moving through the body fast, but you can repeat this body scan, this meditation as many times as you like. So we're going to go down to our hips and our pelvis. And remembering how that's connected to our spine, and just again feeling the spine and how it's supported by the ground if we're lying, or supported by the back of the chair. How much work the spine does for us. And how the spine connects to the hips. And the top to the neck, where we started. So bringing the attention into the spine and the hips. And how important the spine is for us, and how much care do we take of it. Hips and our pelvis that are connected, and how we feel about that part of the body. Be connected to it. Any aches or pains that we feel when we are doing things, and how much compassion we give to those aches and pains. We listen to them and we trust that they're telling us something, maybe. Then we're going to come down into the legs. So being aware of the position your legs are in, our thighs, our knees, our shins, our calves, our ankles. Let them rest in whatever position you're in, but having an awareness of how much work, like our arms, our legs do, how they carry us day to day, and how much attention we give them, and what do they mean to us. Be curious about our relationship with our legs, our joints, our muscles. And let's not forget at the end of our legs, our really important feet. Our feet that keep us upright. And give them some attention. How often do we do that? How often do we give compassion to our feet? So we're going to spend the last couple of moments just taking in, that was very quick I know, but just taking in that whole self, from head to toe, letting the breath just flow anywhere it needs to. Seeing yourself as a whole self, a body, a mind, a spirit. And if there are any parts that draw your attention more than others, or any parts that you just don't want to focus on, just be interested in that and give yourself compassion to be with that. This is your body, your mind, your spirit. There is no right or wrong way of being in relationship to it. So just with your eyes closed, be with your whole self, with whatever feelings, any colours, any images, any thoughts that arise. And when you're ready, just take a really deep breath in and a deep breath out. And start to move your body parts, giving yourself a stretch, a wriggle, opening your eyes, coming into the space that you're in, reconnecting to your environment around you. And as I say, if you want to repeat this, to come back to certain parts of the body, allow yourself to do that. And if anything did come up while you were doing that, just maybe spend a moment to think and be and reflect. Or if you can, write some words, draw a picture. Allow yourself to be with whatever is arisen inside you. I hope that that was helpful and felt good for you today. As I say, feel free to get in touch if you're interested in doing more of this work. And I hope you have a good day.